Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking at the best assault rifle in Modern Warfare 2019, and it's this one.
Good work, the enemy is defeated.
But seriously, if you want to know why it's the best assault rifle, you'll have to watch the whole video, and it's gonna be a long one. So before we get started, I want you to know that this is episode 1 from this series, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss next week's video. Next week, I'll be covering the best LMG in Modern Warfare 2019. So with that being said, sit back and enjoy this video. So the way I did it is that I selected some factors that are important to me as a player. So what I did then is that I gave each gun a score out of 10 in each of these factors. There are 6 factors, therefore the final score will be out of 60. The gun that gets the highest final score will be considered the best gun. So the 6 factors that I selected are the following. So number 1, the total bullets when you spawn. I think this is clear. It is the total bullets that you have when you spawn in. So factor number 2 is the firing type. The firing type, we have 3 firing types for assault rifles, which are full auto, semi-auto, or 3-round burst. I think this is clear as well. Number 3, time to shoot 30 bullets. This is a metric that I invented myself, which is how long would it take to shoot 30 bullets with each gun. The reason I did this is that I couldn't find the numbers for rounds per minute for each gun, aka RPM, so this will be its replacement. Number 4, reload time. So I have 2 important notes that I want to mention here. Number 1, the reload time that I recorded is the reload time where there is 1 bullet in the chamber. So it's not the reload where you empty the whole mag. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, the way that I did reload time is the time from which you exactly press the reload button until the bullet count changes from the HUD, not until the whole animation finishes. So keep that in mind. Number 5, the average bullets to kill. This is how many bullets it would take on average to get a kill. So for example, if a gun requires 8 bullets in the chest to get a kill, but it requires 5 bullets in the head to get a kill, you know, like every other head, on average, if you put the numbers in the calculator, you will need about 6.5 bullets to get a kill. So that's the average bullets to get a kill. Number 6, skill required. To determine this point, we will be looking at the bullet pattern and recoil. So the more the recoil and the more bullets are spread, the more skill is required to use the gun. So with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So let's start with factor number 1, which is total bullets. We can see that almost every gun has a total of 90 bullets, except for 3 guns, which are the SCAR 17, the FAL, and the Oden, which only have a total of 60 bullets. Which means, in terms of score, every assault rifle will get a perfect 10 out of 10, except for these 3, which got a 6.7 out of 10. So now, let's have a look at the overall score, which is out of 10 right now. We'll be doing this on each category, and it will be increasing 10 in each category. So now it's out of 10, the next round will be out of 20. So at this category, there's no leader, the scores are identical. Let's go to the second category. Going into the second category, we have firing type. So we have 3 firing types, which are full auto, semi-auto, and 3-round burst. So of course, full auto weapons will get a perfect 10. 3-round burst, I gave them 9 out of 10. Semi-auto, 8 out of 10. This scoring was based on the fact that full auto weapons are easier to shoot than 3-round burst or semi-auto guns, which require extreme fingering skills. So looking at the overall score, which is out of 20 now, we still don't have a clear leader, but we are beginning to see some distinction in the bottom 4 guns. Coming into the third factor, which is 30 bullets time, aka the time it would take to shoot 30 bullets. So what you can see here is that the M13 is blazing fast, which takes a whopping 2 seconds to shoot 30 bullets. The Ram 7 is just a split second behind with a timing of 2.1 seconds, and the M4A1 coming in third with 2.2 seconds. And then the Kilo 141, which had a timing of 2.4 seconds. The rest of the guns are slow in comparison because they take more than 3 seconds to shoot 30 bullets. In terms of scoring, the M13 got a perfect 10, the Ram 7 got a 9.5, M4A1 got a 9.1. This is based on the fact that if a gun shoots faster, then it's better. Looking at the overall score, which is out of 30 now, we can now say that there is some distinction between the guns. We see that the M13 is leading with a perfect score of 30 out of 30. The Ram 7 and the M4A1 are fractions behind. Coming into the next category, which is reload time. The AK-47 has an extremely fast reload time, which only takes about 1.2 seconds. The M13, M4A1, and Kilo 141 are just a split second behind with a reload time of 1.3 seconds. So when we translate these numbers into scores, the AK-47 gets a perfect 10, while the M13, M4A1, and the Kilo 141 got a 9.23 out of 10. Although the AK-47 got a perfect score this time, the M13 is still leading with an overall score of 39.23 out of 40. For the next factor, which is average bullets to kill, I'll be showing you the average amounts of bullet needed to get a kill. But before that, let me show you how I got these averages. Details out of the way, let's talk about the averages. So as you can see, the Oden and the FAL are the most powerful assault rifles in the game, requiring an average of 2.5 bullets for a kill. However, the AK-47, the FR-556, and the SCAR are just fractions behind, requiring an average of 2.75 bullets to kill. Another thing that I want to point out is that the guns that have been getting high scores in previous categories are just disappointing in this category, requiring an average of 4 or more bullets to get a kill. Looking into the overall score, which is out of 50 now, the M13 lost the lead to the AK-47, which got an overall score of 45.34 out of 50. The M13 is in the second place with a score of 44.79 out of 50. The M4A1 is in the third place with a score of 44.2 out of 50. Now let's go to the final category, which is skill required. So what I'll be doing now is show you the bullet patterns and then give them a score myself. So let's have a look. Let's start with the Kilo 141, which kind of goes upwards and then it goes to the left, which requires a lot of adjustment from the player, so it gets a 6 out of 10. So let's have a look at the FAL. It goes diagonally to the right, which is really easy to get used to, so I give it an 8 out of 10. Let's have a look at the M4A1. It goes upwards and then it goes diagonally to the right, which is very similar to the Kilo 141, so I give it a 6 out of 10. So let's have a look at the F556. This gun has the best shooting pattern with the least recoil, where it shoots around the same area, so I give it a 10 out of 10. Let's have a look at the Oden. It shoots diagonally to the right, and then diagonally to the left, and then it goes upwards, which is extremely bad, so I give it a 4 out of 10. Let's have a look at the M13. The M13 is very similar to the M4A1 and the Kilo 141, where it shoots upwards and then it goes to the right, so it gets a 6 out of 10. Looking into the SCAR, it shoots diagonally to the right, which is very similar to the FAL, so it gets an 8 out of 10. Looking into the AK-47, it's just as bad as the Oden, where it shoots diagonally to the right, then diagonally to the left, and then it goes upwards, so I give it a 4 out of 10. And then lastly, the Ram 7, it shoots upward and then diagonally to the left, which is very similar to the M4A1, the M13, and the Kilo 141. Only this time, it goes diagonally to the left instead of going diagonally to the right, so it gets a 6 out of 10. Looking into the scores, the FR-556 is the only gun that got a 10 out of 10 in this round. Now before I show you the final score, let me know in the comments below which guns are going to be in the top 3. And let me know which gun do you think is going to be in the last place. Now let's look at the final score. The M13 is in the first place with a score of 50.8 out of 60. The FR-556 is in second place with a score of 50.6 out of 60, which is 2 fractions behind. In the third place, we have the M4A1 with a score of 50.2 out of 60. The Oden is in the last place with a score of 41.4 out of 60. Now with the final scores out of the way, let's analyze the top 3 assault rifles and the worst assault rifle. The M13 excels in fire rate and has an excellent reload time, but it has very low damage when you compare it to other assault rifles. It is not the easiest gun to use, but it's not that hard to get used to. The FR556 has a very slow fire rate and has a normal reload time, but it has an extremely good damage, excellent accuracy, and it is very easy to use. The M4A1 is very similar to the M13, where it excels at fire rate and reload time, but it has low damage in comparison with other assault rifles. The Oden is the worst assault rifle in the game. It has less ammo, the slowest fire rate, the slowest reload, and it is very hard to use. The only positive point about this gun is that it has very high damage. If you are interested to see the best LMG in Modern Warfare 2019, don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell so that you don't miss the video when it comes out. This was the best assault rifle in Modern Warfare 2019. Peace.
Good work. The enemy is defeated.